What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameFreak. 7 years after Breath of the Wild was released, and I finally broke down and gave it a chance. This may sound crazy to most gamers, but anybody that knows me knows that I'm just not a fan of the Zelda franchise. Not that I don't believe that the games weren't ahead of their time when it all started, but it all came down to the character. I can't stand Link. There was something I found annoying about him. He was just a character I couldn't invest any time in. When the first Zelda released on the NES, I wasn't hooked like most were. It wasn't long after Zelda that Metroid, Rygar, and Faxanadu were released. Those are the games that captured my attention. That's not to say that I didn't give it a chance. In fact, I gave every Zelda game a chance that came out after the original, all the way up to before Breath of the Wild was released. At that time, I really wanted and tried to like them, but playing as Link just killed it for me. And I realize he's a beloved character in the gaming world, but he never resonated with me. When I first seen the previews of Breath of the Wild 6 months before its release, I'd be lying if I didn't say I thought it looked absolutely amazing. Still, I shied away from even thinking about giving it a chance because, well, it was a Zelda game. For 7 years, many of my friends kept telling me that I had to give it a try. And for 7 years, I shrugged it off until recently when I was out game hunting. The guy working at the store and I got talking and asked if I've ever played Tears of the Kingdom. I told him no and explained how I wasn't a Zelda franchise fan. Long story short, he told me I had to try Breath of the Wild and proceeded to give me a huge discount on a copy. He told me to try the game and if I wasn't enjoying it within a week, to bring it back for a full refund. But he also said that he could guarantee I'd love it and eventually come back to buy Tears of the Kingdom. I accepted the challenge and really couldn't pass on the price that he was offering it for. I went into the game with an open mind and did my best to block out the fact that I was controlling Link. The very first thing I noticed were the graphics. The colors and artwork were easy on the eyes. Link finally didn't look like a glorified garden gnome, and the open world was absolutely beautiful. The cons of the game? Most of the weapons are breakable. The conversations often feel like you're reading a novel. And lastly, the grunts and moans Link makes still sound like he bought some toys from a $2 smut store and has them running on autopilot in his jockeys. Now, one of the funnest parts of the game is exploring the giant world. The fact that you can literally play the game any way that you choose is refreshing. There's no particular order you have to do quests, though there are certain quests that you just won't have the weapons or abilities needed to complete them a little more comfortably. They're not impossible, but it will make them a lot more difficult. Completing challenges will earn you certain benefits that will help you on your journey. You'll also want to activate towers and shrines. This will save you some time, allowing you to warp at any time. While exploring the shrines, you will face those challenges in the form of puzzles and battling robotic enemies. When clearing a shrine, you'll be rewarded a spirit orb. After you collect 4 of these orbs, you can trade them for additional stamina or health points. After you acquire at least 13 hearts, you'll be able to reclaim the Master Sword, which is found in the Korok Forest. If I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize. So we'll just go with Korok. The Master Sword is actually the only unbreakable weapon in the game. However, after extensive use, it will run out of energy and require a 10-minute recharge. There are also puzzles scattered across the land that reveal Korok seeds. These seeds can be traded to expand inventory size for shields, bows, and other weapons. There are towns scattered throughout the world that serve as hotspots for quests and side quests. In these towns, There are also shops that sell different materials and items of clothing. Throughout the game, you'll also run into different hikers and travelers who will offer you hints, side quests, or just conversation. And again, you can perform these quests and side quests in any order you choose. I found myself exploring the world quite a bit before jumping into any quests. I would collect different foods and craft different meals at campfires. Some of the meals you cook up are vital for making it through colder areas. Don't pass up on picking the spicy peppers. Using these as an ingredient in a crafted meal will help keep your body temperature up when traveling through colder areas. If not, your health will gradually drain. You also have the ability to climb almost any wall or cliff, but be careful while doing so, as your stamina will drain while climbing. When you acquire the paraglider, this will save you tons of time descending back to the lower ground. Not to mention, you can glide a good distance if you're on high enough ground. When I finally made it to Ganon, it honestly felt like an accomplishment. I actually made it this far in a Zelda game and was having fun. What I wasn't expecting was for this final boss fight to feel like I was playing Monster Hunter. Ganon is gigantic. I died numerous times trying to defeat him, but after studying his attack techniques and patterns, I finally defeated him. It felt like the battle was never going to end, but I can appreciate a good challenge. Overall, I really enjoyed this game. It honestly surprised me. I can't say that the guy at the game store who sold me the game was correct, but I also can't say he was wrong. Yes, I really liked this game, but it didn't guarantee that I'm going to buy Tears of the Kingdom. I may purchase it at some point, but I definitely can't guarantee that I will either. Breath of the Wild has been labeled as one of the best games ever made. While I do think this game was fantastic, there are just so many other games out there that I personally think are much better. That doesn't take away from this game being excellent. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad I finally gave it a chance. Is it a masterpiece? Maybe to some hardcore Zelda fans, but not for me personally. Regardless, I'd still give this game an 8 out of 10. Excellent game, great challenge, and an absolutely beautiful world. Really glad that I finally gave this game a chance. Okay, so for not being a Zelda fan, I have to say I loved this game. I had a blast playing this game. Am I gonna get Tears of the Kingdom? I can't say that I am, and I can't say that I'm not, because I am a completionist type gamer, so I'm probably gonna have to play the follow-up. So most likely I'll end up buying it, but I can't guarantee that I will. And I'm not bashing this game by saying I don't think it's a masterpiece or anything. I know a lot of people that probably do feel it is a masterpiece, but they're probably hardcore Zelda fans. So, when I say that there's other games out there that I think are better than it, Red Dead Redemption 2 comes to mind. I don't think this even compares to that game. I love the Metal Gear series. I think that's just a better series than the Zelda franchise is. I think the Uncharted, the God of War series, like all of them, I just think are better series and games than this in particular. I really just don't like the older Zelda games, but this, I gotta say, it did shock me, and I am very glad that I finally gave it a chance. This is a magnificent game, and if you haven't played it, I do recommend it. And that's coming from a guy that is not a Zelda fan. Again, 8 out of 10 easily. This is a great game. Is it perfect? No, but it is a lot of fun. If someone like me, who's not a Zelda fan, can enjoy it, then I think you can too. even if you, or that is, if you haven't tried it yet. So I do recommend it. Really fun game. So if you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, game on, everybody.